Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm your host, Veteran Mountain Man, and yes, I am finally back on the air. So, today's Regulatory Tuesday is coming to us by care of the city of Portland, Oregon. Now, we kind of discussed that they were talking about a plastic straw ban that was akin to California, and I didn't get a chance to discuss this. The ordinance was actually amended 5 July of this year, as you can see right here. And I am actually on the City of Portland, Oregon's Charter, Code, and Policies of the City of Portland, Oregon. And you will see here, this is actually what the regulation does. So as of October 1, which is today, as I'm recording this, basically all food and beverage establishments where people can dine in shall provide plastic serviceware only after customer request. And of course, all retail food and beverage establishments where customers order fast food, takeout, or delivery shall provide plastic serviceware to only customers after asking if the customer needs it and the customer responds in the affirmative. Now, there are some exceptions here. Now, cafeteria and retail food beverage establishments designed for counter service may allow customers to access self-service stations. So this basically includes places like Taco Bell, Burger King, Carl's Jr., or if you're like me in the South, Hardee's. And establishments of that nature, where basically you have to go up to the counter and pick up your food after it's been prepared in the back to sit down and eat. When the plastic serviceware is attached to or packaged by the manufacturer with the beverage container before the beverage container is offered for retail, such as juice boxes or Capri Suns, when the product includes an integrated package with a single-use plastic serviceware. For example, a plastic container of dressing is included with a larger salad container. When free or reduced-priced meals are provided as part of a social service to vulnerable populations. Now, truth be told, they're lauding this as some sort of major win for the environment. And as you read through this, it kind of sounds like it might be an environmental regulation until you actually look at the enforcement policies and penalties for this type of thing. So basically, upon the first violation, the director shall issue a written warning notice of the violation has occurred. Upon subsequent violations, the following penalties shall apply. $100 after the first written warning in a calendar year, $200 for the second violation in the same calendar year, and $500 for any subsequent violation in the same calendar year. No more than one penalty shall be imposed upon a single location within a 7-day period. And of course, then it goes into how they will determine if such a code issue is applicable. Now, funnily enough, there is no way to refute this, except down here in Section C. Any violator receiving a notice of violation must pay the city the stated penalty or appeal the findings of the violation to the Code Hearing Office in accordance with the procedures set out in Section 2210-030. Now, that goes into a public code office hearing program where you have to get an appointment from the city's code office. You sit down at a tribunal with their judge, and then they make a decision. Now, because it's their judge and their tribunal set up, you end up with something kind of like a kangaroo court. So what this really looks like to me is this looks like it's less about saving the environment and more about actually just controlling what people can do. And what's really funny is most of their codes, which are over here on the left, dealing with these such restrictions, are basically the same type of thing. Now, I'm going to include a link in the description to this location where you can actually see the codes and ordinances, including their checkout bag regulation and the definitions of prohibition of the single-use plastic checkout bag and the single-use plastic checkout bag regulations are several of them, actually. You can see there's 3 of them here, as well as their definitions and prohibition on polyfoam food containers. See styrofoam food containers, which are used in most of the rest of the world, but you can't use them in Oregon. And pretty much all of their other authoritative rules on this kind of behavior in the city of Portland. And you can kind of see where the overreach starts to occur. But truth is, this really is not going to do anything for the environment. If anything, except for the exceptions that are listed in these, you'll end up with these companies or organizations or groups either going to a type of product packaging which will exempt them from this, or you will see them just refusing to offer it. So that means if you order Chinese takeout, you'll either get an integrated package with a packet of soy sauce in it, or you won't get any soy sauce whatsoever. If you order, say, DoorDash from McMenamins or one of the other places in the Portland metro area, you're not going to get plastic utensils, basically. Instead, you'll be expected to use your own. But the schools can continue to hand out plastic silverware to any and all children on free lunch, which is the entire Portland Metro School District's set of children. So, realistically, this is more about controlling the individual population and private business than it is actually saving the environment. Because if it was for saving the environment, then the government right now would be putting their money where their mouth is and rearranging the design and layout of their social programs to initiate free lunch for all these kids so that they didn't have to use plastic serviceware. That would be an example of an actual viable regulation if they were concerned about this, not banning it from your local Chinese restaurant. Well, I want to thank you all again for joining me on this Regulatory Tuesday. I know it's been a while. I was having some issues producing because I was realistically working way too hard at my job, but I'm hoping to start picking back up and getting more video produced. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and you can see the links below in the description about the particulars of these restrictions. I'm going to include the link to the city code charter that talks about this particular restriction, as well as the enforcement penalties. And don't forget, you can also check out my other links down below. You might want to go to Bitchute and subscribe to me as well, because, you know, if YouTube starts to ban me, like they've been banning a lot of other people, or even just censoring, as they have been, where they've been cutting out conservative channels that are talking about politics from even being viewed in search results. You can see Steven Crowder's reports on this. Then, you know, it'll be easier to find me on Bitchute. Well, thank you all again, and I hope you have a beautiful Tuesday.